You know that feeling when you just intensely dislike someone and you can't even really explain why? Or when you get stuck in a worry loop, just playing the same anxious thought over and over again? It's exhausting, right? Well, these feelings are super common, but there's a really simple, practical way to look at them differently. Let's dive into this using the wisdom of the Korean Zen master, Sunim.
Okay, so let's get right to it. It's a question we've all asked ourselves, probably more times than we can count. You meet dozens, hundreds of people, and most are fine. But then there's that one person who just gets under your skin. It can drive you crazy trying to figure it out. Why them? And maybe more importantly, why you?
And look, you're not alone in wondering this. This exact question was brought to Sinim during one of his famous public Q&A sessions. It's a totally real, totally human problem. And his answer? It's surprisingly simple. It all starts with just admitting that it's perfectly normal to have preferences in the first place. So, let's break down this first piece of the puzzle. Why we even like and dislike things at all.
Think about it like this. It's as simple as cats and dogs. In any given room, you ask who's a cat person, and a bunch of hands go up. You ask who isn't, and other hands go up. Same for food, for music, for pretty much everything. There's no objective right or wrong here. It's just differences. Your preference is just that, yours. It doesn't need some big cosmic justification.
All right, so how does this simple idea of preference lead to something bigger? Well, this is where we get to Sinim's core concept, and he redefines a very famous and often misunderstood word, karma. And I'm telling you, it's probably not what you think it is. He makes this crystal clear with an analogy about food. So picture this. Two people get married. One of them grew up their whole life eating really salty food. The other grew up eating very bland food. Now they sit down to eat the exact same soup. One tastes it and says, "Oh, this is totally bland." The other one tastes it and exclaims, "Whoa, this is way too salty." So who's right? Well, from their own point of view, they both are. Their entire experience is just being filtered through their own personal habits. And this is the crucial point. This is what Sinim means when he says karma. Forget the idea of some mystical cosmic justice system that's out to get you. No, he's saying karma is simply the sum total of your conditioning, your habits, your tastes, your tendencies. It's the mental and emotional programming you've built up over your entire life. And when you see it that way, it changes everything. Suddenly, disliking someone doesn't mean they're a bad person. And it doesn't make you a bad person either. It's just a clash of programming. It's your salty food karma bumping up against their bland food karma. It's just a difference. That's it. Now, what's really cool is that you can apply this exact same logic to another huge source of our suffering. That constant, nagging anxiety, the worry loop.
Sinim has this fantastic metaphor for it. He says that a recurring worry is like a video that you just keep playing on a loop, right in your own mind. It's some old memory or a fear about the future, and you are the one holding the remote. You keep hitting play, forcing yourself to watch it and relive the suffering every single time. So if you're the one playing the video, that means you have choices, right? Choice number one, just keep watching it. Let it play and just keep suffering. Choice number two, turn the video off. Maybe you can't delete the file just yet, but you can change the channel. You can consciously decide to focus on something else. Your work, the feeling of your feet on the floor, anything in the present moment. And the third choice, the more advanced one, is to eventually delete the video file for good, through a deeper practice of self-awareness. He also puts it another way. He says it's like you're trapped in a horrible nightmare. You're terrified, you're screaming, there's a monster chasing you. But here's the thing, the monster isn't real. The suffering in that sense isn't real, it's a dream. And the solution, while it's not always easy, is actually incredibly simple. You just have to wake up. So how in the world do we wake up? This brings us to the fundamental tool that powers all of Sunim's advice. It all comes down to self-awareness. And you have to understand, this isn't just some abstract philosophy he came up with.
He has personally tested this approach for decades, holding more than 12,000 public Q&A sessions. We're talking millions of people asking about every problem imaginable, and him offering the same practical, accessible wisdom. But here's the twist. He says he doesn't actually give anyone answers. His job is just to be a mirror. He simply reflects people's own minds back at them so they can finally see their own assumptions, their own contradictions. And the whole goal is for that person to look into that mirror and have their own aha moment, to realize for themselves, oh, wait a minute, it's not actually that big of a deal. This act of seeing things clearly for yourself has a name in Korean. It's called jagak. It literally means to wake up, to become self-aware. It's the simple practice of just noticing what's happening in your own mind, your thoughts, your feelings as they arise, without getting tangled up in them and without judging them. This is what it means to open your eyes and wake up from the nightmare.
And this perspective is so powerful, you can apply it to literally anything, even something as big as a national crisis. When he was asked about a tough political situation in South Korea, he called it unfortunate but fortunate. And he used this incredible analogy. If you have poop in your living room, it's disgusting, right? It's filth. But if you take that exact same poop and put it out in a field, it becomes fertilizer. It helps new things grow. The event itself isn't inherently good or bad. It's all about what you do with it.
Okay, so this all boils down to a final, very practical choice that you, and I mean you, can make in your life starting this very moment. At the end of the day, you've got two basic choices. Choice one, you can cling to your preferences, to your karma. You don't like someone, so you avoid them. You hate your job, so you quit. And that's a valid choice. But the result is that your world, your life, it gets smaller and more constrained. Or there's choice two. You can decide to insist less on your preferences. You still notice them. Okay, I don't like this. But you don't let them run the show. And by doing that, you become freer. Your world actually expands.
So I'll leave you with this. Think about your own life. Right now, there's a video playing in your mind. A worry, a resentment about someone, some old story. And the only real question is, are you going to keep hitting play and suffering through it on a loop? Or are you going to use the power you have to just wake up?